Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin still in the same wave pattern as suggested in the previous video. So it remains the case that Bitcoin holds short-term upside potential. We have our 5 waves here that are possible to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most likely all embedded in a C wave of a larger wave 4, which would result in another sell-off to the downside in a 5th wave, in 5 waves. Yeah. So that means that this is not yet a breakout pattern. Short term, yes, but not necessarily long term. We just all need to be aligned with that, understand that, right? There is no way of currently saying that this is already a bullish pattern that will take us to 20k and beyond, but it could be. Yeah, but the primary expectation is short-term upside. We can only trade and see what's in front of us, really. And if this is now embedded in a larger bullish or bearish context, that is what we need to see when this short-term upside is done, yeah, in 5 waves. And then we need to see how we are going to react to the support zones, which will then be formed, and we can talk about that later when it's done, or when we start to retrace, right? What will be the support zones, so we will be able to determine, then define them. Target here still for that wave 3 is around here 18k roughly. Yeah. Important here now in the very short term is just to understand. I'm not going to go through the entire wave count again, did in the previous video. Just here an update on the short term. And my view is that, yeah, here in the short term, we are in this blue wave count. Wave 1 done, wave 2 done. We are in the 3rd wave. Then there should be a wave 4 and a wave 5. In this 3rd wave, we've got 5 subwaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have pretty much only done waves 1 and 2. We are now in the 3rd wave. And in this 3rd wave in white, we've got the green wave count. If I zoom in further, you can see that. And you can see that the green wave count consists here of a wave 1, a wave 2, the wave 3 done. That's where we were in the last video. Then we talked about the upcoming wave 4 or the ongoing wave 4, which is fine, which we're currently doing. And then the wave 5 to the upside to finish off white wave 3. We did it. What do we say? Target for white wave 3, maybe let's do that. Or no, actually no, let's talk about the target for, yeah, white wave 3. We need to talk about an extension here probably, but I think we're talking here about the region between 17,220 and 17,390. Okay. Currently most likely still in the wave 4. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in the previous video. The wave 4 is important in terms of, how far can you come down ideally. And ideally, we don't want it to go down below 16,750. That is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. It should not drop below that level, not below the 50% level. If it goes below that level, it's most likely not a wave 4 anymore, and we will get a more complex pattern here. But ideally, this is the area where it will find support. Just moving all of these across. It would be where we currently dropped below the 38.2% fib level. Again, shows a bit of Bitcoin's weakness because the 38.2% fib level is always the ideal level for a wave 4. So if we drop below that, it's a bit weak. But yeah, it should not drop below the 50% level. And if it does, we probably have something here like another 1-2 setup or so. But at the moment, this is my preferred count. And if we go to, let's say, the 30-minute chart here, then we get a bit more detail here about how this probably unfolded. I'm looking at this as a wave 3. And then here, obviously, as an ABC pattern here, I think this was the wave A. Then here the wave B as a triangle and the wave C down. That could be finished or nearly finished. The wave B here, A, B, C, D, E as triangle. And then down now. Going to the 15-minute chart, this could now be finished. It's a bit too early to say that. Let's look in the micro for targets here. Yeah, the problem is if I look at, let's say, targets for the C wave, you would normally get like 16,644. That's the 1-to-1 ratio. That's already a bit too low because it should actually not drop, as I said, below the 50% fib level. So yeah, it would ideally need to hold that level. Otherwise, we've got a 1-2 setup, as I said, another 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And if we've got a 1-2 setup here, then we're probably talking about a possible retracement all the way down into the region between 16,672 and 16,564. So that means ideally we hold support at 16,750. That would be the most bullish scenario. If we drop below that, we still have a chance to find support at 16,560. If that level drops as well, then we have a bit of a reason for concern, because it could really mean that that this is eventually going to break down, or at least we need to reset it lower, right? Because the 78.6% FIB level really needs to hold even in a 1-2 setup. You can see here we can extend the trend line, so it might very well be we come down to the trend line again. But then again, it's not a wave 3 and 4, it's most likely another 1-2 setup. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.